Hey cats, EDDBUD here. Today I've got for you the best running shoe bargains that I've found in March 2023. There's some right good ones today, so let's get to it. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, where have you been? Help the channel to continue to grow by hitting that subscribe button, but also clicking the bell below for notifications. Give this video a thumbs up, like, and share it with your running buddies. Lots of running shoe bargains for you, trying to save you a few quid I suppose. There's some tough economic times, so if we can find a good running shoe bargain, it's surely worth it. We're going to kick off today with sportshoes.com. They've got pretty much all the colourways of the Carbon X2 from Hoka discounted to round about £79. That's a huge slice off the original retail price. So a carbon plated shoe for less than 80 quid, it's hard to beat. Quite bizarre to see such a discount, not a shoe that perhaps I got on with, but many of you did. I got lots of comments when I reviewed it that lots of you actually found it to be a really good cushioned cruiser. Loads of sizes available at half the price, so a real steal if you're a Hoka fan. It's definitely one that I found to be a better long range shoe, slightly firmer than a lot of the other super shoes around. Now, on to probably what was my favourite Hoka shoe of all time, or at least up to this point anyway, and that is the Rocket X. Carbon plated racer, lots of pop and good grip, and a really nice upper actually that hugged the foot quite well. I don't always get that with Hoka shoes. Definitely want to try out for the cash conscious out there at a much more alluring price. 46% off at sportshoes.com. You know what to do if you want the best Hoka shoe out there, perhaps aside from the Rocket X2. That is incoming, I am going to test it out soon, but that does seem to be quite the departure from what was the original Rocket X. At last we have a discount on the Metaspeed Sky Plus. I've been waiting, months have gone by and nothing. It was still at the original retail price. Finally we have a 20% off, so that's about 45 quid off the Metaspeed Sky Plus from Asics, making that super responsive and incredibly grippy shoe at a discount price at last. There's been very few deals on these, probably been about 8 or 9 months really since the launch of the shoe. Finally a few pairs to pick up at a bargain price at sportshoes.com. I think they've got most sizes available as well, so get over there quick. I think a bit easier to stomach at £180, though you might be able to find a code that reduces it a little bit further. Active 10 seems to work to get you another 10% off, so 166 quid for the Metaspeed Sky Plus is a real steal. It looks the part too, a beautiful upper sort of profile to that one. You can cut off 15% from Adidas shoes with the code Adidas15. That means you can pick up the Prime X Strung for a little bit cheaper. You can get that for the whopping price of £195. That's still a lot of money, I appreciate that, people. Down from like $230 or whatever, but you can use that Adidas code on practically all of the shoes there. I'm glad to see that the Prime X Strung has caught the attention of the public a little bit more now. I think the stigma about it being above the legal stack height limit is disappeared somewhat. Lots of people have been using them for marathons on the road. Maybe we'll see some further discounts on the Prime X Strung as we get a little bit towards a second version, who knows. Moving across to Start Fitness now. They have the awesome Deviate Nitro Elite from Puma at a discounted price of £85. That's down from the original price of £170, so this is a huge saving. This shoe, one of the most underrated options from Puma. Nice responsive cushion with the nitrogen infused P-Bax material underfoot, and it's a super thin upper as well, very breathable and flexible. For 85 quid you're getting a brilliant fast paced light model that can easily take the brunt of training and racing. I found that the Nitro Elite midsole material in this Puma shoe is by far one of the most durable I've tried out. Doesn't seem to lose its properties either over time. Zoomx is great, but it doesn't last as long. It does lose the magic, where the Adidas and Puma shoes just seem to get better. Still, people will overlook this shoe, but I'm telling you guys, if you want a great shoe you can use in training for pace work, 85 quid, you can't lose it. And it's even lighter than the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 2. There's a number of sizes available now at Start Fitness. Nike still have their MOVE23 code, which enables you to buy a huge range of running shoes at a 25% discount when you buy 2 or more pairs. I think this one runs till April the 4th, so you've got a couple of weeks yet to utilize this deal. You got shoes like the Nike Tempo, the Revolution 6, maybe even the Alphafly Next Percent 2. All of those are within that MOVE23 deal. So as of making this video, Yeah, get in there. There's lots and lots of stuff available. Could be useful perhaps if you're running in Nike shoes, training for a marathon or some bigger event. Perhaps you need a fresh pair of your shoes ready for that marathon. You can bag some Nike offerings for 25% off. I think this one was at Start Fitness. I may be wrong. I'll put a caption up if I am. Save yourself 40% off the superb Adidas Adizero Takumi Sen 8. They got a load of different versions that are now sub £100, so that's a good like £70 off the original retail price. A brilliant shoe that's very durable and usable up to the half marathon distance. I mean, you could probably get away with it for the marathon, I suppose, if you're a slightly lighter built runner. Adidas flagship running shoe foam Lightstrike Pro is more of a rebound-like material and by far more durable than some of the other brands. Gets better and better the more and more you use it. With limited changes between the Takumi Sen 8 and 9, the previous version at a discount makes for a great value training and racing shoe. I don't think you can go far wrong really with that one for 5k, 10k or half marathon. Certainly if you want to run a fast 5k, the Takumi Sen is an absolute banger. Reebok recently released that Energy 5. Fantastic Floatride shoe. If you're a student and use the Uni Days app, you can get 35% off this one right now. Plus lots of their other running range as well. Nets you a worthy shoe for your rotation for only 55 quid. Reebok always bring in the value with their Floatride shoes, and especially if you use the Uni Days code as well. Not the lightest or most nimble, but for daily miles it's absolutely perfect. If you're building that base fitness perhaps, maybe look at the Sumitros 2, you could use that for long runs. So don't be a chump and give Reebok a chance. They're much more capable than you may realise. Those of you who are after the best deals on the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2 and were hoping for some big discounts, probably been a little bit disappointed so far. Over in the UK they've dropped the Vaporfly Next Percent 3 now in a few colourways, but your best bet for good deals on the Vaporfly Next Percent 2 is to head over to eBay. I would avoid StockX. They seem to have changed their wording about how the shoes are verified. I think you're a bit more safe going to eBay. I think if you spend over £100 on a shoe on eBay, certainly the Vaporfly for example, they will authenticate it for you, just so you know you're not going to get a counterfeit pair that may make you 4% slower. I jest a little bit, but I am surprised that there aren't more deals currently on the Vaporfly Next Percent 2. Perhaps Nike in the coming weeks will clear out all of the stock in their warehouse to make space for the new one. Personally, if you want a nice fast super shoe, I think the Vaporfly Next Percent 2 is still the best. You can pick them up for around about 150, but there are some really good deals out there on eBay, so do go and take a look. We go to Wiggle now. They got a few good deals, though only select sizing on some of these. The Adidas Adizero Adios 7 is a really fantastic earth tone colourway, around about £78 in the ladies sizing. That's a good little saver there, down from 120 at retail. Great grip, light and nimble, and good for narrow feet, complete with a nice responsive feel. I feel that you can use this shoe on both track and road. I'd probably avoid it if you're running on sort of more gravelly areas, mainly due to the outsole. Certainly worth £78 at a discount. That's about 35% off retail. That Bliss Orange and Wonder version is one I wish was available in men's sizing, but alas, we only really get the darker tones. Interesting to see they also have the Asics Gel Nimbus 25 discounted already. So a lot of these are down to about 135 from the 175 original retail price here in the UK. So about 25% off. I think it makes for a much better deal. There's the black and white version in the wide fitting, and the black and zest green version too in the standard fitting. There's a whole load of other colourways too in various different sizings. Asics refer to this one as the most cushioned shoe as voted by some of the runners they got to test it out. I found it very cushioned, yet very stable as well. It's a slightly firmer cushion I suppose, but that might be right up your street. The best deal I've found though this week has got to be for the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 in the women's sizing. Over at Running Expert they've got almost all sizes of that Pro 3 at £154, so that's 55 quid off of the retail. The Prospect Quartz version, which is pink really, that was the version I tested out when it first dropped and I really enjoyed it. Much lighter mesh than the version 1 and 2 and lots of cushion underfoot. Certainly a great marathon shoe if that's what you're looking for. Amongst the lightest of the racing super shoes too. Absolutely worth £154. A deal to be enjoyed in the ladies sizing up to about 8.5. That is all the deals I've found this week. If I've missed any, help a few runners out by putting them down in the comments. A quick musical interlude for you. Today comes from Silver Bullet, back in the 1990s I think it was. The fantastic 20 Seconds to Comply. I remember first hearing this track and it was like from another world or something. The sped up breakbeats being used within a hip hop track much faster than a lot of the other material that had been released before it. I guess it's almost like proto jungle and drum and bass type stuff really. You got the air raid sirens going off and everything, so it certainly inspired perhaps some of the tracks that came after it, part of the sort of hardcore and jungle scene. Of course you got the classic Robocop samples in here. I hope they got those cleared. I remember it getting quite high in the charts. I can remember picking up the album, in fact, in our price. I guess any viewers from the UK might remember that store. But a really good blaster in the past, something with a bit of urgency about it. Go and check this one out by Silver Bullet, 20 Seconds to Comply. Thanks for tuning in today, people. Hope you found a bargain or two in today's listing. If the videos helped you out, give it a thumbs up like. Remember to hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications too. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you